Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to talk about my comics for the week. Okay, first of all, something from Boom, Darkwing Duck. Like Batman Beyond, Darkwing Duck was one of my favorite shows when I was younger, and now that there's a comic series out, I just had to read it. I didn't get the first issue though because I was late, because I didn't hear about it till after it came out and it was sold out, so I just basically read on the internet that it's been a year since Darkwing Duck's retired from crime fighting, as St. Canard bought all these new crime bots to patrol the city and stuff. And after Honker, Gosalyn's best friend, is arrested for illegally downloading music. She gets Darkwing's old costume and convinces her father to be the hero again. And also, Quacker Jack takes Bushroot, Liquidator, and Megavolt back and tries to get them back in the game of supervillainy. And during this issue, while the Fearsome Four gathers up explosives and stuff, Darkwing breaks into Quackworks. A lot of Quack Duck references in this thing, to find out the true origin of the crime bots developed by Quackworks. And when Darkwing's trying to figure it out, he keeps getting to a bunch of dead ends. Then he gets mistaken as a lounge singer for someone's retirement party. And during the chase, and for the Fearsome Four, whenever someone mentions Negaduck's name, Cracker Jack just goes crazy and starts destroying everything in sight. Meanwhile, Gosalyn wakes up in the middle of the night and goes on her own little adventure and finds Launchpad McQuack. Now, Darkwing is able to get through security and finds crime bots being made, outfitted with cowboy hats and chains, which only furthers the mystery. Now, as Darkwing's about to get annihilated by robots, Launchpad comes in his very stylish entrance. Okay, Darkwing Duck issue 2 is an awesome read. I love this series, and it says now an ongoing series, so I'm definitely keeping this on my pull list. It's just a fun thing. Really takes me back to the day. Alright, now, Web of Spider-Man number 10. Back into Marvel. Alright, the conclusion to the storyline following the supervillain Extremist. Well, the Extremist basically, let me go back here for a few pages. Jonah Jameson is moved into his own hidden bunker in New York City. Extremist leaves, Spider-Man goes in to help, and Extremist leaves him there since Rita Zora finds out that Jameson just hates Spider-Man out of jealousy and nothing else. And so Extremist leaves the vault as he's invisible, and the motion-censored guns won't go off unless someone other than those two are in the room. So the next person who comes in, Spider-Man, will probably be killed. And while Spider-Man's fighting Extremist, it's revealed that Extremist is that his mother was delusional, thinking that her son was special and could be a mutant. But however, it's revealed that he was not born with any powers, does not have any inherent powers, but used the money after his mother went to basically hire a doctor and gave himself his own powers. Then Spider-Man gets him to lead him to where Jonah is. And as Spider-Man's about to come in, it's revealed Extremist had a webcam linked in the bunker so that he could catch Jonah not telling Spider-Man about the guns. Unfortunately for the Extremist, though, Jonah warned Spider-Man, but Spider-Man says that he knew since it's a spider sense. So now after Spider-Man forces Extremist to take a look at himself, Extremist dies, and Spider-Man reveals to Jonah that they're the same because they both believe whatever they want to believe. So yeah. Not too much to touch base here, just that, you're a basic recap of why Jonah hates Spider-Man. It's just jealousy because Spider-Man kind of stole the show when his son went on a space shuttle. But other than that, kind of glad the Extremist is dead. I don't want to see that guy anymore. This was alright, I guess. Just nothing else. Way better than, Amazing Spider-Man. One Moment in Time. Something that Marvel has decided to produce to explain to everyone what the hell happened that made Mary Jane and Peter's Peter's marriage breakup. On the first 2 pages, though, it's finally revealed what MJ whispered into Mephisto's ear, but I'm not using my zoom to let you see that. Meanwhile, Mary Jane goes to see Peter in the present day, and they talk about the events that led to their broken marriage on the day of their wedding. And it's very nice how they present it. They pretty much start off by telling the story as it is, use parts of the original story in its original presentation to tell it as it is, but then when things are changed, they go to separate art, and you start to see the difference. And you can tell that Mephisto's already interfering, because all of a sudden a bird just flies out and releases a criminal. That's just weird. And now there's a chain reaction where events are just falling out with Peter being late at the altar, and with Peter not showing up. Well, let me get here. Peter going off fighting crime, but he's not showing up, and he's lying down in an alley. MJ walking away sad. Okay, so far for the first part of One Moment in Time, I kind of want to continue this, see where it's going, and just want to get this out of the way so we can kind of move on, but I am still ticked off because I hated One More Day. Really did not like that they got rid of the marriage, because it helped Peter mature, it helped Spider-Man become a better character. He grew up, and now he's just basically back to where he is, broken and living alone. Alright. Avengers number 3. Once again, Brian Michael Bendis gives us an issue with a ton of dialogue, but very little action. As after fighting the Horsemen, Iron Man is able to get a brief scan of Apocalypse and realize that they're just a bunch of time duplicates, that in order to fix the time stream, they have to go back and fix what Kang originally wanted them to do, so, not much there. And now basically the team has decided to split up, with Protector, Iron Man, Wolverine, and Captain America going into the future, and Spider-Man, Hawkeye, and Spider-Woman, and Thor remaining in New York City. Okay, Avengers, I really hope this story starts to deliver soon, otherwise I'm just going to drop it, because basically this is just dialogue, just a team dialogue thing. It's not really much action. I mean, the fight just basically stops, and the Horsemen are just... And everything that goes on, like every single attack, from last issue, the Horsemen, to what went on back here, it's just basically filler for the other guys to... I hope they really fix everything in the future, because this is just boring, really. It's dull. Alright, that concludes my first half of comics. Stay tuned for part 2.